Dear hosts of this event, the MAP's Nicholas Herbst, my dear Isabel Carvalhais, and also the member Soren Gold, dear speakers, dear friends. It is a great pleasure for me to address some words in this session promoted by the European Parliament Forum on Recreational Fisheries and Aquatic Environment, dedicated to discussing the contribution of recreational anglers to marine protected areas. As a member of the European Parliament in the past, I chaired in 2017 a conference of this forum on recreational fishing for thriving marine protected areas. And now, as a Minister of the Sea, and presently at the presidency of the European Council, I acknowledge that this subject is still in the agenda by its relevance, and I anticipate the need to intensify these debates. We all know that the ocean is facing multiple threats due to climate change and the sustainable human activities. It is becoming warmer, more acidic, more stormy, higher, more depleted of oxygen and resources, less predictable and less resilient. Marine biodiversity and the stocks of commercial marine fishes are under pressure. Present, it is strongly recognized that a healthy, vibrant ocean supports the planet function as a whole, as well as a healthy communities and, at the end, our own health. For the past decade, the global community has launched several policies aiming the ocean protection through multiple international mechanisms, being the most relevant the Biodiversity Convention and the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the associated goals, where SDG 14, Life Below Water, focus specifically on ocean issues. The SDG 14 has 7 main targets that aim to conserve and sustainably use oceans, seas and marine resources for sustainable use, and marine protected areas are recognized as a key tool for achieving ocean sustainability. At the European level, it is important to recognize that a new biodiversity strategy that counts on existing policies such as the Marine Strategy Framework Directive and the Water Framework Directive that aim to guarantee the good ecological status of the European marine waters, and the 2 directives of the Natura 2000 to protect endangered and threatened marine species and habitats. It is scientifically proved that marine protected areas, if correctly designed and effectively managed, greatly contribute to conserve biodiversity, enhance ocean resilience, and enhance fisheries, acting as an insurance policy if other types of conservation measures such as fisheries management do not work. They protect and restore endangered and vulnerable species, habitats and ecosystems, and play a significant role in supporting fish reproduction and commercial fish stocks replenishment. There are also sites for research and education, and are particularly important for socio-economic maritime touristic activities such as observation of marine wildlife and recreational fishing. Recreational angling is a very popular leisure activity rooted on ancient cultural heritage. Its quality is greatly dependent on the good environment state of ecosystems for their activity. Recognizing the significant number of anglers worldwide and their inherent interest in the conservation and management of fishery resources on which their leisure experience depends on, recreational fishermen are a powerful group of stakeholders to support and contribute to conservation objectives and for a sustainable economic development, including by raising awareness about nature and ocean. Many recreational anglers are involved in the conservation of aquatic species and habitats they depend upon. Anglers have a long tradition in cooperating with scientists, providing information for fisheries management, including identifying potential conservation issues, also regarding protected areas. On the other hand, there are plenty of opportunities to anglers together with community organizations to work directly with managers, scientists and other stakeholders to provide additional resources to support scientific data collection and monitoring through citizen science programs designed to answer to specific policy indicators. It is also widely recognized the socio-economic relevance of tourism and recreational activities business on benefit of coastal communities, incomes and jobs. Responsible angling practice and the engagement of society in conservation initiatives benefit local communities by attracting economic activity, generating positive spillover through many sectors. Nevertheless, all these considerations, it is important to recognize that angling is an extractive activity and recreational fishing is not a synonym of sustainability per se, as it depends on its type, intensity and effort. The impact of angling on marine stocks is poorly known, and we need to have more data about the activity for a proper management. Even so, it is important to consider that the existing information on recreational fishing should be taken in consideration by the models used to manage fisheries as a whole, especially in coastal areas. It is well known the tensions between commercial and recreational fisheries, especially when targeting the same publicly owned stocks. As commercial fisheries, recreational fisheries should be regulated on a case-by-case basis and in a framework of ecosystem-based approach, especially if they are going to happen inside multi-use marine protected areas. In this case, to balance conservation objectives with maritime tourism interests, it is essential to involve the recreation angler sector on the discussions to discuss MPAs and management to be applied. In simple words, we need urgently a vision of development with nature, and the recreational anglers can have a role on economic development regarding their activity and benefiting coastal communities with positive impacts on nature. Thank you, and have a good meeting.